Welcome back to Ruby on Nails, and today's video is a little bit different from what you're used to seeing here. I'm going to be reviewing some gel polish that was kindly sent to me by Glam, which is a fairly popular gel nail polish brand. It was the first time that I am trying it personally. I don't have a ton of experience with gel, so I do just want to put that out there. So you're not coming here thinking that I'm an expert, but I think I know enough to kind of share my experience with you. So let's get into that. By the way, I'm not going to just gloss over the fact that I took a little bit of a break, and there are so many more of you now. Hello. I'm going to save that for the end of the video, so if you're interested in hearing about that, just stick around. So the first thing that I do want to discuss is that I picked a couple of Glam's fully opaque gel nail polishes, and then I also picked one that was on the sheer / jelly side of things, just so I had a little bit of range to what I was experiencing. I didn't pick up any of their glitters. For the look that I had in mind, I didn't need a glitter polish, so I decided to stick with their cream polishes that way. So essentially, I'm going to be showing you 4 colors. I'm not going to do individual reviews necessarily. I'll review them as I show you the nail art look that I created with gel polish. So you'll still hear my opinions on the individual colors, but I mostly just wanted to kind of play around with you and do some gel nail art, which is something that I don't necessarily do very often. If I know that I have absolutely no time, I will apply a gel manicure just because I hate how my nails looked with chipped standard polish. The next thing that I want to discuss is that I am in no way an expert with gel nail art. I do applaud everybody who has that talent. It's something that I'm trying to kind of develop myself because I do have these periods of time where I don't have time to switch out my nails. Bimo, you leave that alone. That is not for you. I am trying to get better at gel. I still constantly flood my cuticles, as you'll see in this tutorial, but it's something that I'm trying to get better at. So with all of that said, let's jump into the video. Of course, the perfect base to any gel manicure is Holo Taco's Peely Basecoat. Just kidding, don't do that if you want it to last. I'm putting on a Peely Basecoat because I gotta pop these suckers right off after this video. I'm then going to follow up with the Soak Off Basecoat by Glam right after my Peely Basecoat has fully dried, and then I'm going to cure this guy for 60 seconds just so it gets nice and hard, I guess? I don't know. On my index finger, I'm going to be wearing 2 coats of You're a Joke, which is a very beautiful pastel army green or olive green. It's definitely steering clear of that minty family or the neon pastels. It's just a really good neutral green. And something I was noticing about all of the Glam gels is that they are not a runny formula. They are fairly viscous while still being self-leveling, which is something I really appreciate. I feel like I'm able to get really thin coats while not flooding my cuticles and while still having fairly opaque layers. I just really appreciate that because runny polishes and me do not mix. Something I want to mention is that I am curing each layer for 60 seconds. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do. I kind of just wing it when I do gel and don't read instructions, which I probably should, but whatever. I just really like this formula. I will say that the top coat is much runnier compared to the color and the base coat, so that's just something to keep in mind while you're working. Next up is the color that I'm going to be putting on my pinky, Blissfully Yours, and this one was the sheerest of the opaque shades. I don't know if maybe I just didn't read the opacity level correctly when I was picking it out. It's still a very beautiful color, however I think it would be more conducive for people who have shorter nails. I had trouble getting full opacity and I didn't want to do a third coat just to avoid that bulkiness that kind of comes with gel, but yeah. Now, I may be an opacity queen, but I absolutely love this color. Soft Pink is a jelly gel formula, and I love it. It is kind of more of an advanced formula to work with because that sheerness kind of makes it hard to have a fully even kind of look to it, but I still really like it. I like how it just gives that kind of gummy bear feel to my nails, and I thought it was a perfect base for the nail art that's coming up right now. Well, I'm not going to show you an individual swatch of Perfect White because I thought this clip was just the perfect demonstration of its opacity and performance. If you've been looking for a white gel that's really opaque, get this one. It's just perfect. For the nail art, I am just going to be drawing a little box. I'm kind of choosing a center point in my nail, drawing 2 lines out of it, and then filling it in. And I'm making sure to wrap the end of my nail right there, or we get a little bit of a rough look. I'm then going to be making another little box, drawing out my 2 lines and then filling it in, but because this is right next to my cuticle, I kind of drew in a little U along that nail line, just following where the gel polish was about to touch my cuticle, but not quite, because we want to make sure that we're not accidentally giving ourselves chemical burns by flooding our cuticles. But yeah, that's pretty much the look. It's super easy, and I just like the simplicity of it, and because these polishes are so opaque and viscous, it makes it super easy. I was never worried that the polish was going to run around on my finger, so you're able to get this really nice little boxy look. It's almost like invisible checkers or something. I'm going to be doing essentially the same thing, but I'm going to be adding a 3rd square on my ring finger. And I'm just doing what I did before, making a little U along my cuticle line and then filling it in with Perfect White. I'm not too careful with my central lines because I know I'm going to be filling them in with more color. So if I mess up in this early part, it's pretty easy to fix. You're just going to paint over it with your next color, and I am curing these boxes individually because I want them to stay in place and I don't want there to be any accidental bleeding. As you can see, I just clean up that line with the color You're a Joke. Now, I'm sure that there's a easier way to do this if you're like an actual gel artist, but this is just kind of how I figured it out for myself. Like, it's not too complicated, and I think it's a very refined look, and it could probably get even better once you have some practice. But I just, it works for me, might work for you. Give it a try. I, again, wish I had chosen a more opaque purple than Blissfully Yours. I had some trouble with the opacity of this part. As you can see, the little bit of green is peeking through underneath it, and I kind of had to bulk up the layers a little bit on this one, which I wasn't super unhappy with because it made it feel a little uneven once it was done. But here on camera, it looks just spectacular, and I really like this. It reminds me of those shortbread cookies that you could get from like a nice little bakery that have the multiple colors and that grid-like shape. But yeah, just apply a top coat and then cure it and you're done. Because it's simple and I like simple gel looks. Maybe one day I'll get into flowers and stuff, but today's video is definitely not that. It's just a nice little refined checkerboard look. All vibes, no thoughts. Now that you've seen the tutorial and the final look, I am going to just flash a picture that I took of this look because I think it was so pretty and I've been having so much fun with my new camera that, I decided to kind of take something that was aesthetically pleasing. But now that you've seen everything, definitely let me know what your thoughts are. I think personally this is my favorite gel polish that I've tried. And side note, I'm somebody who doesn't, like, their nails don't stick very well with gel, or gel doesn't stick very well to my nails. I've had issues with other brands in the past where they just pop off even though I followed all of the steps to the best of my ability. I've even consulted with some people who do gel nails professionally, and some brands just don't mix well with whatever chemistry I have going on in my body. But I did find that this is a incredibly long wearing gel polish for me and my body. I've been wearing this manicure on my hand for the last 4 to 5 days, I think, with absolutely no issues. Nothing's been separating, nothing's popped off, so I can't guarantee that will happen with you, but for me this works really well. Madam Glam was also very kind to provide me with a bit.ly link and a 30% off code. You can find both of those in the description down below, and you are in no way obligated to use them, but if you are interested in any of the polishes that I showed you, or if you're interested in trying out some gel yourself, definitely feel free to use it, but definitely don't feel like you have to. I do want to mention that if you click on the bit.ly link, the code will activate automatically, so that's just something to keep in mind. If you try to plug it in your cart and it's not working, you might want to check to see if it's already been applied. So with all of that said, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, and if you like my videos, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, so for the people who stuck around and interested in where I've been since my last video, which was kind of got bigger than I really expected when I put it up, I'm so glad that it was helpful for the people who are just finding out, and that this can be kind of a source of information in the future. I'm glad that I did the video, but I don't think I was necessarily prepared for the attention that I was getting, especially from people who were from outside the nail art community. What are you doing? Go place. And I think in my head there's been a little bit of a disconnect that the views that I see tick up are actually associated with individual people, so that was kind of a interesting reaction, or an interesting what's the word, realization. The video that I made was kind of bad timing, and I don't regret making it at all, but I had just gotten my wisdom teeth pulled, and I had kind of a special situation involving that. It was a little bit more invasive than most standard wisdom teeth procedures would go, so I was pretty fucked up from that. I'm healing really well right now, and I'm not gonna dive into like super detail, but I was in a lot of pain. But when I posted that video, I primarily expected it to stay within my corner of the internet, to primarily just kind of tell the people who follow me why they wouldn't be seeing that brand on my page anymore, why my affiliate code was going away, and why I personally wasn't going to support them anymore. It kind of just, you know, messed with me, and then there was the article that mentioned me and linked back to my channel, and that's always fun when, you know, magazines kind of reference you without giving you a warning, so that was a whole nother influx of attention that I really wasn't expecting. I kind of just expected this to stay in the nail art world, and it didn't, so that's what it is. And so on top of, you know, healing, getting a lot of attention, and a couple of things that were just, you know, my life is busy and I have a job outside of this. So on top of all of that, and I just needed a break. You know, I feel like I don't need to explain it so thoroughly, but I'm hoping to get back on schedule, especially with my videos. I think just in the future, I'm gonna not feel obligated to post on my Instagram every day. I've rediscovered a hobby that, you know, I haven't done in years, because let's be honest, college burned me the fuck out. I don't know what to say. I have a couple of things that are definitely going to be interfering with my schedule. Next month, where there might be a period of time where I don't post for several weeks. Overall, pretty positive experience. I discovered some really awesome YouTube functions to kind of filter through things for me, and I think I'll definitely be utilizing those in the future. Just because this is my channel, my page, and I'll do what the fuck I want with it. You know, ultimately, at the end of the day, I make these videos because they make me happy, and I know that they make a lot of other people happy, but I want these videos to primarily be about my happiness, if that makes sense. Not so much the need to please people, and I think that was kind of where it was going. I got other things to do, man. With that, I think that's a pretty good explanation. I don't know. I don't feel like I need to super dive in, but yeah, that's how I felt. That's how I'm feeling. Yeah. Okay. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.